And welcome to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube's history. This is the dynamic Sean's View Entertainment on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe where it can be polarizing as well as dynamic. Now, the question often gets asked from my subscribers and viewers, and yes, it is a slow news and rumor day. As a matter of fact, there's not a hell of a lot to talk about that I haven't already covered earlier in the week. Sean, what's your favorite wrestler? Or who's your favorite WWE Superstars? Who's your top 3, your top 5, your top 10? Well, you know, here's the thing here on Sean's View Entertainment. You know, I'll go through these phases. I'll go through these moments. There'll be these transition. Who do I like? Who do I favor? Why I am for them? Why I support them? You know, why I buy their merchandise. Obviously, you know that John Cena is going to be included in my favorite WWE Superstars. But today, we're going to be talking about my 5. Yeah, we could go from number 1. We could go from number 5. We could talk about who is only my number 1 favorite wrestler. We could one day come on here and talk about who's my favorite wrestler of all time. But right now, in the current era, the reality era, the PG era of WWE, who do I support? Who do I stand by? Who do I want to see become a potential future world champion if they haven't already been a world champion? As you'll tell, a few people on this list have already been a world champion. But Sean here to present to you a little special feature, a little new attraction. Like I said, there are these moments and phases that I go through from one year to the next. I'll like a certain particular wrestler or wrestlers, or I'll change it up. You know, sometimes I can't always stick to just a few wrestlers. Sometimes, like I said, it depends what the WWE is doing with them. It depends how they're being utilized. It depends on the fan reaction and just what I feel altogether for the superstars. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here are my top 5 favorite WWE superstars for 2015. Right now, as this video is being uploaded, it is summer 2015, so this could change from now until winter. Who knows what can happen? Who knows what direction? Who knows what phase Sean's View Entertainment will be in? I don't know if it's about bipolar. I don't know if it's about switching it up. I don't know if it's about being different, but here it is. From number 5, my favorite, Cesaro. And we all know Cesaro is a future world champion, a guy that should have already been a world champion. Number 4, Ryback, who is the current reigning Intercontinental Champion. Now, here's a guy that's kind of been on my list, then he's fallen off the list, just because the way WWE's used him and made him look like a joke. Then he came down with injuries, and you know, all these. He was in the doghouse. The WWE was against him. Then they were for him. Then they were building him. Then they were rebuilding him. So these phases. You see what I'm saying? Like the WWE goes through these phases. I go through the same moments. So, Ryback, number 4. Number 3, Brock Lesnar, who will face The Undertaker at SummerSlam in a match that's being coined Too Big for WrestleMania. And we all know Brock Lesnar, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The man is as dominant and as strong as it gets and as competitive. And up next, number 2 on the list. Number 2, because we're going 5, 4, 3. Now, 2 is one of the most decorated champions of all time. He is the Viper, Randy Orton. He can strike you with an RKO just like that. And Randy Orton is one of those superstars that has quite frankly always been on my list. He's always been in my top 5 at least. And you know what? Not only my favorite superstars of all time, but Randy Orton has to be considered at least in the top 10 in the higher echelon of World Wrestling Entertainment. And of course, you all probably know number 1, you can't see me. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. Right now, as I do this video, he is the current, reigning, defending United States Champion of the World, John Cena. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is the top 5. So, you got Cesaro, Ryback, you got Brock Lesnar, you got Randy Orton, and then you got John Cena. That tops off my favorite WWE Superstars today. Now, remember, there could be a range, there could be a difference. I could change this up by spring, by December, by the new year. It all depends how I'm feeling. It depends what the WWE is doing with a certain superstar, and it's all about how they perform too, and you know the crowd and the audience and the anticipation and the adrenaline and the entertainment factor and everything that just blends in. And I know you might be saying, Sean, why isn't Kevin Owens or a Daniel Bryan? Well, Daniel Bryan's quite frankly he's not on the current roster as concerns wrestling. Kevin Owens is not on my list because I just don't like Kevin Owens, although I respect the athlete that he is, especially for the size that he is. He's like a modern day, Bam Bam Bigelow combined with a Yokozuna or something like that. But no, in reality, I'm a big fan of the guys coming up through NXT. I think their future's bright, and I think they're going to be on my list one day, but not yet. They haven't made it yet. So, your comments, your opinions, and who is your number 1 or your top 5 favorite WWE superstars of today? One day I'll come on here and talk about my favorite superstars of the 80s and the 90s and the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. Subscribe.